Okay, both teams are in the lobby now. We are getting started here. I am Therax, and we are doing a Blood League competitive match here between two teams in Division B, Kastarion Guards and Mech Enjoyers United, or Mech Enjoyers Union. Uh, Hold on, I'm going to check that. Mech Enjoyers Union. There's two different Mech Enjoyers teams. One's in Div A, one's in Div B. Um, and this is the second team, the Mech Enjoyers Union, which might be European based off of logos and names, but I don't actually know. Kastarion Guards, I believe, are Eastern European. I believe they are a Russian language team. One of the uh, two teams that I know of in MWO that are Russian speaking majority. So I'm doing an English cast here for a team that wanted to be cast but might not understand me at all. I don't know. Either way, I hope they can enjoy the pretty pictures and maybe I can get some good camera angles for them. So as the teams are getting ready here, we'll run down the drop format quickly. It's a 7v7 tournament playing 5-cap Conquest. Teams are playing for points. One drop win equals 1 point. This is not a best of series. All 5 drops are going to be played. Match wins matter as a tiebreaker, but it's about points. And so even if a team falls behind, they still want to win the later drops, get those points. Could be very important for the end of the league where rankings are to be concerned. So it's a 7v7 tournament, and it is a mix of weight class for the first 4 drops, and the last drop has a tonnage limit, but also chassis weight class limits. So it's not that confusing. We'll go through it real quick. The first drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 1 assault, no tonnage restriction. Second drop, it moves down a little bit to 2 lights, 2 mediums, 1 heavy, 2 assaults. The third drop, 2 lights, 1 medium, 2 heavies, 2 assaults. The last drop, 1 light, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults. And actually, I called that the last drop. That's drop 4. Drop 5 is the tonnage drop, which is a 420 tons limit. And teams may not bring more than 1 in a weight class. So they can bring 2 lights or 2 assaults. But 1 weight class, they're only bringing a single mech. It's still 7v7. And they have to adhere to 420 limit as in terms of tonnage. Now, chassis restrictions very light on this. You can have duplicates, you can have multiple heroes, you could drop all 7 mechs being heroes. That's completely allowed. The only thing is that mechs that are not available in the current MWO in-game store cannot be played. So right now that only includes the 2 legendary heroes, or legendary mechs. Sorry, they're not heroes. They're identical to heroes, but not heroes. So no legendary mechs are allowed, and when if another mech pack were to be released, tomorrow surprisingly or something, that would also be banned until it's available in the in-game store for either MC or C-bills. MC's given out fairly frequently. A lot of comp players have plenty, and they get some MC for winning leagues or winning tournaments here. So if you're sitting on the fence and you would about playing comp, maybe the comp rewards are enough to incentivize. We do have a lock from both teams, 360 tons out of Kastarion Guards, 405 tons out of Mech Enjoyers United. That is a big tonnage difference. And let's get this started. Okay, I'm looking at Team 1 in the blue here, which would be Kastarion Guards. We have Hellspawn with SRMs and small pulse lasers. Second Hellspawn, same build. And what else do they bring? They brought a pair of linebackers. So medium pulse linebacker, 6 medium pulse. The other linebacker also 6 medium pulse. And then a charger with 7 small lasers. Okay, and they should have a pair of lights. There they are, Javelin 11F. Those are going to be machine guns. 1 flamer, 1 medium laser on both builds. Yes, and then 6 heavy machine guns. So they are going full dedicated brawl here from Kastarion guards. Now, what are they facing off against? We have a Shadowcat. Shadowcat, not traditionally known for comp, but we're seeing more play from it here. 2 heavy large, 3 heavy medium, so it's not even a PPC variant. Way off in the corner, we have an Overwatch mech playing 2 ER PPCs with 6 small pulse laser backup. Mech Enjoyer Union bringing the very popular Crusader. What is the build? We have 2 ER PPC with 12 small laser backup. Direwolf B, Bravo with ER PPC AC5. This push is coming right in. Quickly get through the rest of the mechs. Night Gear AC10 ER PPC, that's mid-range, and a Wolfhound with light PPC medium pulse. And here the fight has begun. Looks like Crusader is the focus target here. The lights haven't jumped up with the Hellspawns as well. That will be a quick kill on the Crusader. Direwolf is the next focus target. Direwolf is looking in rough shape, and so far there's 1 mech dead on each team. One of the Javelins has indeed gone down. Firestar is right in the mix there. Dubious Squirrel. Hellspawn goes down though. So the kills are relatively even. 3rd mech goes down. The Hunchback 2C must have gotten jumped from behind there. I missed that. Dubious Squirrel in the middle, but not being focused. Now it looks like Dubious Squirrel's Firestarter has been legged. He will be going down shortly. Shadowcat is moving forward to put in some more fire, and the other mechs from Mech Enjoyers Union are sitting on high ground. The Charger cannot get up there. Small laser Charger. No jump jets on that. A little bit of an interesting choice for a map that is so jump jet. You usually see mechs with jump jets on a map like this. So we have the Shadowcat also playing high ground. Now, the Javelins probably have enough jump jets to get up, but the linebacker, with that 6 small pulse laser build, the linebacker can run jump jets, but it's unlikely. I think this might just be a win due to jump jets. All the mechs that were not in a high ground position are dead. Now, the caps are being taken by Kastarion's guards. That's their only play here. They can't get up. We have a legged Javelin fighting against, or trying to get up. I might not have enough jump jets on that. That Javelin is heavily wounded. The Wolfhound's gone down, though, to back shots from the linebacker. Okay, this Javelin from Jinto needs to get some caps. Actually, all 5 caps are shortly going to be in the control of Kastarion's guards. The action is imperative here for Mech Enjoyers. They need to get some kills. The linebacker's probably an easy kill. It looks 31% Kastarion himself there. Yeah, that linebacker is it's the Walking Dead. But now they're left with a Shadowcat and a Night Gear to go pick up the remaining, to go get the caps back. Mech Enjoyers Union is in trouble here. I thought they might have it because they were high ground versus no jump jets, but with the cap situation as it is, I don't think it's not going to be an easy win. Zolt is still fresh in that linebacker B. Night Gear's gone down. I mean, they have to split for caps at this point, but the Night Gear is bait. That is a dead Night Gear. Fresh Charger, 78% coming in there from Innova. No jump jets on the Charger, but plenty of armor and speed. So we're down to a single Shadowcat, 59%, trying to kite it out, but I don't think it's possible anymore.
Command confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
I mean, there's 400 caps in the favor of Kastarion guards, and Mech Enjoyers Union has not a single cap. It is 5 caps to none. Shadowcat is pinned on the high ground. It's safe up there as long as it stays up there, but it can't stay up there or Mech Enjoyers Union will lose.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide
That's not how I was expecting it to go. Halfway through that drop, I thought for sure that that Mech Enjoyers Union had that win, but in the end, the caps did flip the situation around. Well, Well played from Kastarion guards. Okay, going through the damage totals real quick here. Kastarion guards highest damage out of Mokar with the Huntsman. Sorry, not Huntsman, Hellspawn. Hellspawn with that 4 SRM6, was it 3 small pulse, 490 damage. Kastarion in the linebacker with the 6 medium pulse puts out a 450 damage. Innova in the charger, 425. The rest of the team has respectable damage totals as well, a little bit lower on the Javelin that died early and the Hellspawn that died early. Damage totals from Mech Union. Duke Nido with the Knight here. That was AC-10 ERPC, 700 damage coming out of that mech. The Shadow Cat from Paradox, 450 damage. Lower numbers on the rest of the team. The Hunchback 2CA got jumped from behind by a light. I did not see that occur. They had less than 100 damage there. And the focus target of the Crusader 6T, also under 100 damage, just getting killed fairly early. Now, we have a few seconds here while the teams are readying up for the second drop. So just to go through the Week 1 results. Week 1, Mech Union, they had a bit of a controversial situation occur. There was a tie in one of their drops, which is remarkable. It went down to 750 caps on each team. It's very rare to see caps, and this rules book situation didn't have a specific section on how to deal with caps within a match. So effectively neither team got points on that drop, as the rulebook specify you only get points for winning. It doesn't have any tiebreaker for a drop that goes to a tie, or a replay, or if the team with the most mechs remaining wins, or the team with the most damage. So in the end, neither team got points off of that. But then there was a situation with their Mech Union's opponents, Clutch, where there was an illegal roster issue or something. I don't know the full details, but it ended up being a forfeit from Clutch on that entire match. So Mech Union comes into this with a full 5 points from Week 1, although they did not exactly 5-0 their opponents. So they did have a dominant win. I believe it was 4 points to 1, or maybe it was 3 points to 1, but now they have the full 5 points because of the forfeit. Now, Kastarion guards, on the other hand, they ended up losing their Week 1 match. They picked up 2 points against Darksea Corsairs, so they're coming in here with a points difference between the Mech Union and Kastarion guards. Kastarion guards wants to pull their way back into the division. Now, this is early. This is Week 2. There are 5 weeks being played, so there's plenty of weeks after this to make points, but you want to start getting those points as soon as possible. And I have someone to bring into the lobby here. I have a co-caster. I received a friend request from someone who I heard was intended to co-cast, so we'll see if they are indeed going to join me here. Team 1 has locked in. That would be Kastarion's guards has locked in. So we'll see if the co-caster makes it in before Team 2 locks in. If not, then maybe they'll join me for the next drop. Alright, Jarl Dane's busy at the moment. He will not be joining me. So maybe on the next cast. I'm doing another cast in about an hour and a half from now. And maybe I'll get the co-caster in on that one. Still waiting for Team 2 to lock up here. Team 2 has locked in. Kastarion Guards is bringing 420 tons. Mech Union is bringing 425, I believe it was.
Reactor online. Sensors on.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point.
My camera bugged up again.
Hostiles that get in your way.
Okay, camera's fixed. So we're looking at a pair of fire starters here from Kastarion Guards, a very popular mech that is about to eat a nerf in the patch on Tuesday. One of them is 8 small pulse, the other is 2 light BPC, 6 small lasers, so a bit of a build difference coming out there. They've got an executioner with 3 ER PPC, backup ER micros.
We have Gamma.
Second executioner, they are looking to play a range control strat here, ER PPCs again. Timberwolf build, 2 ER PPCs and a kitchen sink. Backup weaponry is very popular in MechWarrior Online again. We have a light machine gun, ER medium laser, heavy large laser. Shadowcat, they have 2 Shadowcats. The other is the more traditional 2 ER PPC. Now, what are we looking at? Mech Union, they have a Firestar taking some early damage here. The build on that, it is the 8 small pulse laser build. Night Gear H, set of 8 build, 2 Gauss, 2 ER large. There should be an ECM on there as well, probably doesn't display here. We have a Mad Cat, 2 Gauss, 4 ER large. And a Direwolf, my guess, yeah, same build except bringing an extra ER large. So 5 ER large and 2 Gauss. That is S variant, no ECM, but it does have a center torso JJ, jump jet. A Shadow Cat, both teams bringing Shadow Cats. That is a heavy large, heavy medium build again.
We have gained Epsilon.
And the other mech here is a Stumnose PPC Vulcan. Did I cover everyone, or did I miss a Firestarter? Well, either way, we are getting into it here. They're going range trade. They do have a lot of brawly backup type weaponry on these mechs, but they are looking to do range trade with these PPCs. The most interesting mech here would be Gwentler's Timberwolf. That is a build that I'm not familiar with. There's damage resistance on the side torsos if you bring missiles launchers of a certain size. That might be part of the reason why they're bringing those missile ears. Very unconventional build though. We'll see how it performs. Cap situation is slightly favoring Mech Union at the moment.
Kappa is under enemy control.
It's hard to tell exactly what the sight lines are here from this Direwolf, but I do see it shooting, so it must have something it can see. We have a push here coming in. Kastarion's guards is grouped up with both Shadow Cats and both Firestars. They're going to make a play here. The Mad Cat is likely their target. I don't know if this has been spotted. That Mad Cat has dropped to lower ground. They are rotating, so I think that the Mad Cat and Night Gear are aware they are about to get jumped. Firestarter is not coming to back them up yet. Ooh, there we go. A little bit of damage coming in from that Firestar. Shadow Cat more committed onto that Mad Cat. Machine gun fire coming in. Nothing open on that Mad Cat. 75%. Still relatively healthy. Now, the rest of the Kastarion guards are also moving up. We have an Executioner and a Timberwolf, and the third Executioner coming in behind. The Direwolf is moving up from Mech Union. This is going to be the full-on engagement right here. Both teams are completely committed to this. There is one mech on Theta for Mech Union, so they are behind, and the Mad Cat has lost an arm. That is a Gauss rifle missing. Side torso is also open on Steve the LRM King Crab. Not playing a King Crab, though. I would love to see that LRM King Crab here, though, Steve, if you could bring it. A lot of close-range combat coming in here. That Timberwolf probably in SRM range. First mech down, it is a Firestarter. Mad Cat is halved. Percentages are low on Kastarion guards here. And the Direwolf is completely fresh. Lower DPS on the Direwolf, but it does hit quite hard when it does get those shots. Mad Cat down to a pair of ER large lasers. Now, these Executioners are looking low as well from Kastarion guards. Open CT on Enova. Looks like Kastarion himself in that Executioner still has all the arms. Open CT, cherry red. But the Direwolf here is taking a lot of fire. 50% on that Direwolf. Direwolf is down. Very heavily wounded Kastarion guards pushing in here, but they are now having a significant kill lead. No mechs have gone down yet on Kastarion guards, and there are only 3 mechs remaining on Mech Union. Caps are ticking in the favor of Mech Union. If they can draw this out a little bit longer, maybe they have a chance here to pull back on Caps. Shadow Cat goes down. Bucks is going for Caps in that Vulcan at 66%. Firestarter here from Primezo is also running away, which is the correct play. But that is an 81% Firestarter chasing him from Kastarion guards, so I'm not sure. That is a legged Firestarter. That Firestarter is dead. 530 caps here now for Mech Union, but it is 5 mechs to 1, and that Vulcan is open CT.
Command confirming that we have possession possession of Kappa.
Vulcan's fast, but that 81% Firestarter is going to be able to catch up to it.
They have resource point Gamma.
And the Firestarter has those light PPCs and a Shadowcat coming in for backup as well, supporting them. Vulcan's trying to get away. The Vulcan needs to maintain at least a 2-cap, though. I'm not sure if a 2-cap does it. I think it does, but 1-cap definitely will not. Yeah, the Vulcan is cornered. Vulcan's cornered. Second Shadowcat coming in. And that is it. Kastarion Guards picks up a second win. Yeah, that is correct. The 2 Snubnose PPC Vulcan is getting nerfed in the upcoming patch as well. Okay, quickly going to run through the damage numbers here. Kastarion Guards, Mokar in the Shadowcat leading the way with 600 damage. Firestarter from JBV0E, not sure how to pronounce that, would be 500 damage there. Gwentler in the Timberwolf with the unconventional build coming out with 450 damage. Second Shadowcat from Jinto is 370 damage, quite respectable there. Lower damage numbers on the Executioners, they were focused targets in that push. Looking at Mech Enjoyers United, Direwolf coming up big with 570 damage. That was D. Jengaz. Steve the LRM King Crab playing the Mad Cat Mark II with 450 damage. Lower damage numbers for the rest of the team, quite respectable on most of them in that 200-300 range. The Firestar is getting a little bit less damage dealt. One of them got picked early, focused target being in the front line there. Well played from both teams. Kastarion Guards making those, making that push. Somehow they got into range and not quite spotted in time. Interesting quirk about private lobbies for those that are unaware. The maps are not listed in alphabetical order. The maps are listed in the order of release or something. I don't know. I can't figure out the system. So you're scrolling in there. There's like 15 different maps that you're scrolling through. And where is it? Where's the map I'm looking for? Would make sense if they were in alphabetical order, but they are not. So yeah, we're going to Forest Colony for the third drop here. So far, we've got a strong showing from Kastarion's Guards. They were coming in with fewer points from their Week 1 match. So I would have considered them to potentially be an underdog. It's very hard to call it with Week 1 as to which teams are the strong teams or the weak teams. It's much clearer by Week 2 or Week 3 where more teams have played each other. Kastarion Guards were initially seeded into Division C for this league, and they had requested to be moved up to Division B. So they were putting on a very strong showing here and making a strong claim to belong in Division B so far in this match. Drop 3, the format again for those who are maybe perhaps joining us midway. Kastarion Guards is leading 2 points to 0 with 2 drop wins out of this 5 drop match set. So on drop 3, the teams are bringing 2 lights, 1 medium, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults. This is a 7v7 5 cap format. I am Therax doing the cast today here for you. I have another cast coming up on the same channel, just different teams, different division, in about an hour and 20 minutes. So hit a follow on the channel if you are interested in watching that. Kastarion Guards have locked in at 445 tons. We are waiting here for Mech Union to lock in. They might be making some adjustments to their map strat or even their drop deck, seeing as they are running behind in this match currently. Still possible for them to pull out the match win by pulling back a reverse sweep here. So we're going to Forest Colony. Forest Colony does not see a lot of competitive play. There were some recent changes with it that opened up some more pathways through mountains. I myself have not explored those regions of the map yet, so I'm not sure how much that impacts the competitive balance on this map. Now, Mech Union has readied up here, but they have not locked in, so perhaps a few more last-second adjustments. Okay, Mech Union has locked in at 460 tons to the 445 tons of Kastarion's Guards. Over on Kastarion Guards in the blue,
Command coming in.
we have
Capture and hold the
a
resource point.
Sunspider
Any hostiles
Sunspider D, 4 Ultra 2, standard build on that build. Very powerful DPS mech, a little bit squishy. Vapor Eagle 1 with 3 LPLs. Firestarter with 2 light PPC and 6 small laser. Both Firestarters doing the same build. Makes sense for this map where you want to be a little more skirmishy, a little bit more range play here than some of the other maps. Now, what do we have? A pair of Blood Asp A's. Blood Asp making its appearance here. 5 LPLs on the one, 5 LPLs on the second. That is a very interesting mid-range push build. I'm smelling a push deck here. 4 LPLs coming out of the other Sunspider, which is the Manuel Hero Mech. It has a set of 8 quirk for energy weapons or something. I don't remember exactly what it is. Mech Enjoyers Union, Dubious Squirrel here in the Incubus, getting focused hard, trying to get that cap, now having to run away. 2 ER large, 4 standard machine guns, and a pair of ER micro lasers on that Incubus. Head is open on Dubious Squirrel, not the biggest concern. Executioner out of Djangus with 2 ER PPCs and backup lasers. Second Executioner, 2 ER PPC. Those are only 2 ER PPC, not 3. It's a little bit more brawly than the last executions that we saw. 4 large pulse lasers out of the one hero. Oh yeah, both heroes are running of the Hero Orion 2Cs. Both of them are running 4 LPL, so that is a mid-range deck there. Well, they have the ER PPCs, but a lot of backup weaponry, so I'd call it more mid-range. And I'm looking for the build on the second Firestarter from Mech Enjoyers Union. They brought 1 small pulse laser Firestarter. So who has the range advantage here? Both teams are playing a mix of range and mid-range. I would say that perhaps the range advantage right now lies with Mech Enjoyers Union, as they do have the ER PPCs. The UAC-2s are more of a DPS weapon as opposed to a trade weapon, I would say. But both teams are bringing a lot of large pulse lasers here. So we have a fight from the boat with a little bit of a push toward the inland area. Now, they don't... Blood Asp could have jump jets. I'm not sure if they do or do not. I'd like to see if they do. Because if they do, they could use the radio tower here from Kastarion Guards. Radio tower is a very strong position. Neither team has put a mech on it yet. Sunspider's holding back by the boat. Has taken a little bit of damage, probably put out more than it's taken so far. Mech Enjoyers Union, their Veagle is down to 66%. Over on Kastarion Guards, numerous mechs in the 80% range, but overall, percentages might be favoring Kastarion Guards at this point. So far, nothing's critically wounded yet. There are jump jets on Enova's Blood Asp. I did see those jump jets there. I don't know if they'll have enough jump jets to get up onto that radio tower. That is the A variant, so it does have the 1 center torso jump jet. It could have leg jump jets as well, but I doubt it. We have a flanking play here from the Orions. Orions are trying to get some back shots on the Blood Asp. They might have been spotted there just before they opened up. So they are backing off now. Landed a little bit of damage, but not enough. They need to get more of that flank, I do believe. Dubious Squirrel, 52%. Probably going to have multiple things open. Open leg, open head. Vapor Eagle from Brightwing, open CT. That is much more concerning. Percentages are looking in favor of Kastarion Guards at this point. There are a couple of mechs on Mech Enjoyers Union that could go down from 1 good burn at this point. Sunspider, 70%, but nothing is open yet. Looks like the Sunspider is going to be pulling back. Perhaps didn't like that trade angle. Firestarter here with the small pulse lasers has not really been able to participate yet, is trying to get some back shots here on these. There's a push. Orions have pushed up. Firestarter is coming in to try and harass these Blood Asp. Open side torso on Kastarion. Innova has nothing open yet, but is low percentage. The LPL Sunspider here is heavily wounded, but not open anywhere. These Orions have pushed into a bit of a crossfire, and they do not have the rest of the team pushing up with them. They're trading the Orion armor here to try and make a play, but it was a desperation play. Mech Enjoyers Union tried to make something happen here with those relatively fresh Orions. No one has... Dubious Squirrel has gone down in the Incubus, but that is it so far. The traders are still standing. Low percentages here. One of these Orions has halved. Steve and the Executioner still looking relatively fresh. Lost an arm, but that's only the backup lasers, which I don't think have been seeing much use at these LPL trade ranges. Bucks is pushing in with Orion as well, low percentage. This is a desperation play, and it doesn't look like it's working. Now, Mech Enjoyers Union had to do something. They decided on something. Maybe they'll get the pick here on the Vapor Eagle. Can that Vapor Eagle from Mokar get away? Something fell off. That Vapor Eagle is halved. But Mech Enjoyers has lost both of their lights at this point. Caps are taking slightly in favor of Mech Enjoyers Union, but they do not have any light mechs remaining. Sunspider's still standing and firing. Open CT on the Sunspider. Still looks to have all of its UACs, but it does finally go down. Mech Enjoyers Union loses a couple mechs of their own. Vapor Eagle is still up, still fighting. And the caps have not ticked far enough for this to go in the favor of Mech Enjoyers Union. This is going to be a third win here from Kastarion Guards right shortly, just cleaning up the remaining mechs. Low percentages on their side. We might see another kill or two come out here, but the Executioner does go down. We are left with just Bucks in that Orion, 40%, and the Orion goes down. All that remains here is for a cap to be taken. Firestarter still has both its legs. Both Firestarters still have both their legs. The Sunspider is also moving at a decent clip. Like this is a relatively clean win for Kastarion Guards, showing that they indeed do belong in Division B. That is some heavily wounded mechs, though. There's going to be very good damage totals on both teams coming out of this match. The highest percentage from Mech Enjoyers, from Kastarion Guards, is a Firestarter at 62%. And they have one of their Blood Asps at 39%. Okay, I need to switch the teams over. We'll go through damage after. Okay, quickly going through the damage numbers from Drop 3 on Forest Colony. Kastarion guards being led by Gwentler in that LPL Sunspider with 686 damage. Kastarion in the Blood Asp A with 610. Oh, correction there. Innova has the top damage from a Blood Asp A with 735. Mokar in the triple LPL Vapor Eagle with 641 damage. Zol with that 4 UAC 2 Sunspider coming up with 650 damage. Firestar is doing less damage. They were trading at ranges where those small pulse lasers were not going to be effective. Out of Mech Union, Bucks with that LPL Orion 2C coming out with 600 damage. Brightwing in the Vapor Eagle with 420. Steve the LRM King Crab playing an Executioner with 400 damage. Paradox with 300 in that Orion 2C. And lower damages out of the second Executioner and the Firestar Incubus. Now, Kastarion Guards is playing at optimal range for those large pulse lasers, whereas the Executioners are running just 2 ERPPCs, and they were unable to use their small pulse lasers at that range, so they were outgunned at the range where the fight was occurring. So not too surprising to see lower damage numbers out of Mech Union, but still relatively healthy damage numbers for a number of their players. I mean, percentages on Kastarion Guards, that drop was not easy to tell who was going to win early on. A lot of damage mechs left at the end there. This is drop 4. Teams have switched sides. So Team 1 this time around is going to be Mech Union, whereas Team 2 is now going to be Kastarion Guards. We're going to Crimson Strait, which had its spawns moved a few months back for the Conquest format, as well as spawns, the cap points themselves having been moved. Theta is now way off onto the side. We'll see if teams decide to take it or not. Most of the fights that I've seen on the new Crimson Strait do take place around the island. The island is now very strategically located between all 4 of the non-Theta cap points. So typically one team takes the island, the other team pushes it, or something of that nature. We'll see if these teams continue that trend, or if this map does have alternative ways that it can be played in the competitive Conquest format. Drop 4 here is a heavier drop typically, so we see just a single light mech, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, and 2 assaults. Now Mech Union has locked in at 435 tons on this drop. That is relatively light. I'd expect generally teams to be locking in with a heavier tonnage. But just because a mech is heavier does not mean it is more effective within its weight class. Like, one of the most powerful mechs currently is the Crusader 6T, which is only a 65-ton heavy, significantly lighter than something like a Night Gear at 75 or that Orion 2C at 75. But the Crusader 6T is a very, very powerful mech. You could also see something like a Viper at 40 tons as opposed to Vapor Eagle at 55. It might be that they decided to take their Soul Light as a flea instead of a Firestar. We've seen a lot of Firestars tonight, but maybe they'll buck the trend here. We have a lock. Kastarion Guards is replying with 440 tons. So 435 tons for Mech Enjoyers Union, 440 tons for Kastarion Guards. Okay, looking at the blue team here, which is Mech Enjoyers Union.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource point. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Would you look at that? Crusader 6T, ERPPC, small lasers on both of them. Firestarter with 8 small pulse. Viper, small pulse, ER micro. They have 2 Vipers. Second Viper also doing... Oh, the second Viper has no machine guns. It's doing instead small pulse, ER micro build. And a pair of Executioners. Now, I don't think set of 8 matters, but they are both D variants this time around. That's an LPL, small pulse, ER micro, and ERPPC, small pulse, ER micro. So they do have some range with those ERPPCs out of the Crusaders and Executioners, but most of their weaponry is much closer range.
We have Gamma.
And we are looking at, wow, Kastarion Guards bringing Gargoyles with 2 ER large, small pulse, ER micro. ER large, small pulse, ER micro. I'm very curious why they took Gargoyles instead of Executioners. Let's see, what is that? Timberwolf, it is 2 ERPPCs with backup lasers, not quite the kitchen sink build that we saw earlier. Gwentler was the person playing kitchen sink, and they're playing kitchen sink again. 2 ERPPCs, 3 SRM-6s, 2 machine guns, and 4 heavy small lasers. Interesting build that did work the first time they played it on Mining Collective here. We have a pair of, these are Stormcrows. Stormcrows, ERPPC with backup lasers. Backup lasers very popular right now in the meta. Again, oh, those are ER large. So one was ERPPC, the other is ER large, and they both have the backup laser. And, okay, so they are bringing the flea here from small pulse and small lasers. Kastarion Guards is bringing the flea. There is Theta Cap here being contested. Where is that Theta Cap? It's even further out on the map than I thought it was. So it was taken here by Mech Enjoyers Union, and that Firestarter is running for its life. I think that they are going to make it away. Flea is continuing to pursue. Stormcrows are backing them up. But that Firestarter should make it out of here. Now, both teams only have a single light, so you definitely do not want to lose your light mech. And the Flea's pulled back. They are going to go grab that Theta Cap now. So Stormcrow is a bit of an odd pick, and I would say that the Gargoyle is also an interesting pick. The Gargoyle is maybe a little bit tankier than the Executioner. Executioner also has to use Mask to get that speed burst that the Gargoyle, just with its larger engine, naturally has. We have a tunnel push. We have a tunnel push, and it definitely looks like Mech Enjoyers Union is aware of it. I don't know if they spotted it, or if it's just a process of elimination where they can see the rest of the map, and by not seeing the opposing team, they know where they are. And there we go. We got a nice view here of the tunnel boys. Some nice fancy paint jobs on a few of them here. They're looking tunnel. I guess they don't know what they're facing. Well, yeah, hopefully don't spend too much time looking. So, since the island is unoccupied and Mech Enjoyers seems to think that their opponents are in the tunnel, they have decided to take the island. And this is where that cap control comes into play. We have the Firestarter and the Viper going to grab the caps. And this will be a 4-cap situation here. Theta is under the control of Kastarion guards very firmly under their control. But it doesn't really matter. Theta is so far off in the corner, now it's going to be a 4 cap to 1 situation. The caps are being flipped, and Kastarion guards is reacting by moving out of the tunnel.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
The fleet is being sent to take Epsilon. The rest of the team is stacking up to try and grab Gamma. There should be sightlines from the island onto Gamma, but there's a little bit of cover. Maybe the sightlines aren't there.
Command confirming that we have
I would think
possession
you'd be
of
able to see
Gamma.
something through
They
the
have
building, but
resource
maybe
point
not.
Gamma.
The giant rock's in the way. Maybe there are no angles. The fleet is being shot at on Epsilon. It's having a harder time taking this cap. There's also a strike. Flea needs to bail out. Flea does get away. Takes a little bit of percentage damage and does not get that cap. It is currently 3 caps to 2, and Mech Union is in a strong defensive position and very aware of where their opponents are. Both teams have a fair bit of range play here, though. ERPPCs and ER larges stacked galore on everyone. This is also nearly all clan mechs in this drop. The only IS mechs being played right now are the Crusader 6T and the Flea and the Firestarter. The Firestarter is going to eat a nerf on Tuesday. So looks like a clan trend of dominance may continue going forward in this competitive league. Clan lasers, or perhaps more importantly, clan double heat sinks are very, very strong in the current meta.
They've taken Epsilon.
We have a push. The gargoyles are getting across without taking much incoming fire. I do believe that they have been spotted. Percentages are maybe a little bit lower on Mech Union. We have Mech Union backing up for a receive here. Steve is being left out to dry, though. He needs to be pulling to the left. He's trading 1v a bunch right now. Or is he the bait mech? Here come the gargoyles. The push is incoming. There's a bit of a concave here from Mech Enjoyers, but I don't know if they all have shots currently. Steve is being sacrificed. Doing a good job tanking, but he does go down. Inova's gargoyles open side torso, 61%. That is a very tanky mech, though. The lights is legged here. Firestarter goes down. Inova goes down in that gargoyle. So first mech down from Kastarion guards. Second gargoyle's almost fresh. One of the Timberwolves open head, so 72%, but the rest of the mech is still looking pretty fresh. Now, Mech Enjoyers did pull range, but it looks like the opposing team, Kastarion guards, has managed to close that range. Caps are 590 in the favor of Mech Enjoyers. If they can get the legs off of the lights here, maybe there's still a chance. Crusader 6T is running for its life. There's a Viper that is gone for the caps. Theta's been flipped. They are also going for Gamma with that Viper. Should be on that cap shortly. I think it's still a 2-cap situation here, but Sigma's being flipped. There is a mech headed for Kappa. I don't know, do you want to watch mechs flip caps, or do you want to watch mechs die? The mechs flipping caps is perhaps more important right now, but it's less interesting than watching a Crusader get its legs sawed off. And it does go down. Now, that Timberwolf is halved and open CT. Second Timberwolf was taking a nap, just woke back up and going for a cap. Is this 1-cap situation? We're almost at 1-cap territory here, and Theta is so far away, I don't think anyone could make it in time. This is all going to be about Gamma. You know, honestly, I don't know if Gamma matters. 700 caps in favor of Mech Union. Theta firmly in their control. The Viper is fresh and just needs to deny the cap from being taken, or is going for a different cap themselves. Now, they're finding a fight in the city, but every second that the Timberwolves are delayed from getting to Gamma, the caps are running further in favor of Mech Enjoyers. Mech Enjoyers is going to win this on that Theta cap. I'm feeling confident here. One of the Timberwolves goes down. Viper eats a big
Kappa is
shot,
under enemy control.
but I'm not even sure this fight matters. Yeah, no, there we go. Let's look at Theta quick.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will
And that's how
provide
far
us
away the
huge
flea was.
tactical benefit.
And that flea is not leg. That flea has both legs, but still was not fast enough to get from Kappa and the island fight all the way to Theta in time. So Mech and Jor's Union picks up their first win of this match. All right, we're moving on to drop 5. The match is currently 3 wins for Kastarion's Guards to 1 win for Mech and Jor's Union. Now this is about points, so there's still points available for Mech and Jor's Union to claim in the last drop, even though they are behind in the match and have not won the match. Going through the damage numbers real quick from that Crimson Straight drop, we have lowish damage numbers for Mech and Jors there. A lot of healthy mechs left on Kastarion Guards. It was a cap win for Mech and Jor's Union. So Giham 12 with that Crusader 6T with 545 damage leading the team. Rest of the team, a couple 300s, 350s, lower numbers on the Viper, who is sent to go cap. Paradox 42 with that 74 damage, pulling out the win by standing in the boxes, which was a very important job. So well played there, staying out of the fight, getting the caps. Kastarion Guards with the Timberwolf Gwentler, that was the kitchen sink build, pulling out 884 damage. That is very impressive. Kastarion in a Gargoyle leading the charge there with 500 damage themselves. The second Crusader, second Timberwolf running a more traditional build with 400 damage coming from them in, well, let's call him Strelok. 400 damage from one of the Stormcrows from Jinto, Mokar in the other one coming out with 350, and lower damage numbers from Innova being the focus target, and the Flea staying alive and trying to get those caps, but just not quite being fast enough. Drop 5, the format changes a little bit. We're going to Candy Network, still 5 cap conquest, still 7 players on each team. However, it is now a tonnage limit, 420 tons total for each team that they may not exceed. They can go under that, but I expect that teams are going to use up their tonnage. There's also a chassis limit. They may not exceed 2 mechs of a single weight class. So they can bring 2 lights, but they may not bring 3 lights. The way it works out, they're effectively just choosing which weight class to only bring a single mech of, because they are, of course, only 4 weight classes and 7 players, so you might see something like 2 lights, 1 medium, 2 heavies, 2 assaults, or maybe something like 1 assault and 2 of all the other weight classes. It's up to teams, though. They have a little bit more flexibility on this drop than they did on previous drops. While we're waiting for the teams to ready up and lock in here, I'm just going to put out another reminder that I'm casting another match on this channel coming up in about 45 minutes from now. So you can stick around for that. I mean, I will be ending the stream to take a little half-hour break there, get some more water, that type of thing, get the next stream set up. But hit a follow on the channel if you want to watch more competitive play going forward. MWO Leagues also has two other channels, an MWO Leagues 3 and an MWO Leagues that does not have a number behind it. So you can give a follow to all three channels or join the MWO Comp Discord to get notified when competitive matches are going to be coming up. And keep an eye out for unofficial casters that might be casting a match on their own personal channel or even streaming their first-person perspective while they are playing a competitive match here for Blood League. I noticed that there was one or two players doing that yesterday. Sometimes a little bit interesting to get that first-person perspective, the internal workings of a team. You can also give the MWO Comp channel a follow on YouTube. They do archive these videos to YouTube after they have been streamed. We have a lock coming out from Mech Union at 420 tons as expected. We're just waiting here for Kastarion guards to lock in. They're making some last second adjustments, it looks like. Maybe to drop deck, maybe just to the strat. Kastarion guards has won the match with 3 drop wins, but they're looking to pick up another point here, as this is more about the drop wins themselves for getting the points in terms to try and win the division. And Mech Union, of course, is trying to pull out a point here themselves to get back into it. Every point matters, so you want to win every single drop if possible. And so it's worth taking the time to try and make those adjustments. And here we go, both teams locked in at 420 tons, launching the match. We have Team 2 here in the red, which is Kastarion Guards, Mad Cat with Gauss ER Large, Phoenix Hawk, another IS mech seeing play here, Somnos PPC Small Laser, also going to get nerfed. Stalker with 6 ER Large Lasers, Crusader 6T with ER PPC Small Laser. There's second Crusader 6T, I want to get that build. Also ER Large Small Laser, and then we have Firestarter. Light PPC Small Lasers, and second Firestarter on Theta getting skirmished here with that Cap mech, essentially, with a Commando coming out. Also light PPC Small Lasers on the second Firestarter for Kastarion Guards. Now we have Commando, 2 SRM4, 2 Small Lasers, generally just taken for tanky cap control.
Kappa is under enemy control.
We have Shadow Cats again, ER Large and Heavy Medium, or sorry, Heavy Large, Heavy Medium. Banshee 3E, well that is a deep pick. AC5, AC2, Light PPC, Stalker 5S here, ER Large. Both teams bringing the Stalker 5S, very powerful mech, but typically not seen unless it's a tonnage league. Black Widow with AC5 and Light PPC. Now, reminder, that mech is available for free in MWO if you complete an event, so anyone who is unaware of that, go check your event tab and go claim a free mech. Crusader, ER PPC Small Laser. So there's 3 of the identical build in this drop. Both teams bringing at least one. Trying to grab your build here, Mr. Firestarter. Well, he doesn't want to cooperate. Let's see if we can click that quickly before he gets away. Yeah, 8 small pulses. So Mech Enjoyers Union bringing a bit of different mech builds here with the Firestarter with small pulse as opposed to the light PVC small lasers that Kastarion Guards is bringing. We have a skirmish on this corner. These players are bringing ranged weaponry, but there's a lot of backup lasers on these mechs, so they are very comfortable getting in up close as well. And so Mech Enjoyers Union has managed to get Theta, but they do not control Epsilon, which is a little bit of an odd situation. They have not managed to sneak the cap yet, so it's a 2 cap to 2 cap situation, and there are mechs threatening Theta right now from Kastarion Guards. Stalker in Junk Pile has taken a lot of damage from Kastarion Guards and is backing out. I want to get the damage on that. Open side torso on that Stalker, 69%. Junk Pile is a very strong trade position, so forcing a mech out of there this early on and dealing significant damage to it is notable. Theta's been flipped, so currently Mech Enjoyers Union only has the 1 cap to the 2 of the Kastarion Guards. The lights from Mech Enjoyers Union are being pushed in here by that Crusader paired up with the Phoenix Hawk. Commando takes a big hit, 67%, but it's a Commando, it's probably still okay. Bucks in that Warhammer is trying to support his lights stuck in that trench, going down to 68%. The percentages are looking low on Mech Enjoyers Union. They don't have the control over the Epsilon cap yet. They have pushed out mechs from Junk Pile, but nobody's managed to get the cap yet. Theta is back under Mech Enjoyers Union control. I guess that Commando snuck back in there. Now, the Stalkers have from Kastarion, and there's a low percentage Firestarter here from them as well. Open all of the torsos. Crusader has lost an arm from Kastarion Guards as well. But those lights are stuck in that trench from Mech Enjoyers Union. They are not successfully getting out yet. The Firestarter perhaps wants to stay in that trench where it's in optimal range. Steve's Stalker is still relatively fresh, 53%, but nothing's open. We have mechs going down, Firestarter gone down on one side, Crusader gone down on the other side. It's even more important now that Mech Enjoyers Union remaining light stays alive, 53% on that Firestarter, but it has both of its torsos open. Steve has lost a side torso in that Stalker from Mech Enjoyers Union. And an arm. It's down to a single ER Large, and it's cooking presently. Down goes the Stalker. Epsilon cap is being flipped here by that Firestarter, but there's mechs that are going to have a shot on it very shortly. Stalker goes down on Kastarion Guards. both teams down one mech. There's a giant outside edge NASCAR occurring presently between both teams, and the mechs that are getting left behind are dying. Bucks is stuck in the middle trying to cut through the open here. Bucks goes down. Couldn't keep up with the NASCAR, tried to cut a corner. Theta is being flipped by a Crusader. Crusader had lost an arm. And, oh no, this is the Crusader that has both its arms, but is open CT, open orange. One good hit, and that Crusader could go down, gets off the Theta cap. Now, Epsilon is going to be taken here by the other Crusader, while the remaining members of the team from Kastarion Guards are pushing forward. The Shadowcat looks like it's limping. 47% on that Shadowcat. Looks like it still has both its legs turning and running. Banshee's being left behind in the NASCAR. Djangas is going to be going down. Not a lot left leading this NASCAR, though. It's just a Phoenix Hawk and a Firestarter that is on the cutting edge. There we go. Self-destruction out of the Shadowcat. Possibly a side torso destruction. Banshee goes down as well. This is likely the deciding fight here. Mokar, 44%, still pushing in with that Phoenix Hawk. Open everywhere, open legs. We have a legged Firestarter as well in that fight. But there's also Crusader backing it up, so the kill is going... There's only one remaining mech here for Mechanjar's Union. The caps are not in Mechanjar's Union's favor either. So Crusader's legged. A lot of heat damage, it looks like, on that Crusader 6T. And it goes down. This drop has gone the way of Kastarion Guards again. Well played from both teams. Very low percentage mechs. Madcat Mark II at 62%. There's a Phoenix Hawk alive at 18%. Okay, just going to run through the damage numbers for drop number 5 real quick here. So Mechanjar's Union, Giham 12 in that Crusader 6T coming out with 700 damage. Very high number there. Bucks in the Warhammer puts out 600 damage before going down. Steve the LRM King Crab, who lies with their name and never played an LRM King Crab in this match, was playing the Stalker 5S with 6 ear large lasers instead. Much more meta. 450 damage there. Lower your damage numbers out of the rest of the team. Kastarion Guards being led by the Phoenix Hawk 7S. Mokar coming out with 900 damage out of that mech. Very impressive. Might have been some strike damage in there. Otherwise, I don't know how they did it. Gwentler in the Crusader 6T, 750 damage there. Lower damage numbers the rest of the team, but very aggressive push coming out there by that Phoenix Hawk Crusader and one of the Firestarters that ultimately turned the match against Mechanjar's Union there, continually putting them on the back foot with that constant press. And that is it here for this match. Kastarion Guards picks up 4 drop wins to the 1 drop win of Mechanjar's Union. And I will be coming back with another cast in approximately 30 minutes from now. Same channel, hit a follow on there. The stream will be ending, but I will be back in 30 minutes with another comp match. Thank you for watching, and thank you both teams for letting us watch your exciting drops here. Well played, GG's. And see you in 30.